Welcome everyone to my top 10 early game guns in Starfield. All of these guns are ones that you can acquire relatively early on in the game and can also be bought from regular vendors, so you don't have to do any special missions to obtain them. I won't be mentioning any story or quest related stuff, so this video will be completely spoiler free. We're keeping the focus today on physical damage guns only, and I'm going to list them in my order of preference. There are absolutely tons of guns in Starfield, and I think all 10 of these are pretty great and worth trying out. But if you disagree with some of the ones in this list or think some others should have been included, then please leave a comment down below. Keep in mind that you can find various versions of these guns ranging up through basic, calibrated, refined, advanced, and superior, and the damage that these do will increase dramatically for each tier, as well as their stats changing a lot depending on the mods that you use. A superior gun is always going to massively outperform a basic gun. I found all of these guns for sale between the Centurion Arsenal store in the residential district on New Atlantis, as well as the gun store in Aquila City. But what is available at each store can vary a bit depending on your current level and a bit of luck. If you don't see a particular gun or ammo type available for you, try sitting in a chair and waiting for 48 hours of universal time, and that will reset the vendor's inventory. Number 10. The Lawgiver. The Lawgiver was one of the first early guns I really got attached to. It's a single shot rifle that fires 50 cal ammunition and feels almost more like a better range shotgun because of this powerful ammo. It has pretty decent accuracy, good damage, but is let down a bit by its fairly slow rate of fire. Very early game, it will absolutely do the business on your enemies and will often take them down from range with just 1 or 2 hits. But I found as I got a little further into the game, some of the other weapons on this list just felt like they were doing a better job. Number 9. The Coachman. The Coachman is a double barrel shotgun that packs a big punch that you can find very early on in the game, and the caseless shells it uses for ammunition are also very common. It does huge damage, but as you might expect for a shotgun, it's only effective at very close range and also only has 2 shots per mag, meaning if you're shooting bosses or robots or anything with a bit of extra health, it's going to be a real pain constantly reloading your gun. It does get a big jump in damage when you go up to calibrated and beyond from basic, so if you can find one of these or buy one from a vendor, then they can be great fun for just charging aggressively into the enemy ranks and shooting them all at point blank. Number 8. The Beowulf. The Beowulf was a gun I initially thought wasn't that great, as I had a modded version which was burst fire only, which just felt a bit average. Once I got a regular single shot variant though and got a scope on it, it actually turned out to be a really powerful rifle with a fantastic mag capacity. The damage is a little low, but if you can find a slightly upgraded version of one, it can make a very capable gun and be used at a fairly decent range with great accuracy. It's not technically a sniper, but can be used at a sort of medium distance instead of a traditional sniper rifle. The big mag capacity also means you can put out loads of damage onto highly armored targets or kill a bunch of normal enemies before you have to reload. Number 7. The Magshot. The Magshot is a fairly expensive, high damage single shot pistol. Has a pretty slow rate of fire and not fantastic accuracy, but it packs a huge punch even at the basic tier, and it also looks very cool. Kind of looks more like it should be an energy damage weapon, but it's not for whatever reason. The 43 MI ammo that it uses is a little rarer than some of the others on the list, but it can still be found at some of the vendors mentioned earlier from time to time. Number 6. The Bridger. Now we start getting into some of the really fun stuff. The Bridger is the only heavy weapon in today's list and is pretty much like a grenade launcher. It does big damage, has an AoE effect and a good rate of fire and mag size for what it does. The 40mm XPL ammo is relatively rare and you won't find yourself with tons of this, especially once you've discovered this gun and started firing it at everything that moves. Once again though, you can find it in gun shops like Centurion Arsenal if you're lucky and a high enough level, as well as occasionally finding it around on missions. It's especially great for taking out bosses with loads of health or robots and that kind of thing, because you can just keep blasting away and normally take them down pretty quickly. It's also great for just blasting your way out of a difficult encounter if the odds are going against you, as it can kill enemies extremely quickly. Number 5. the Old Earth Hunting Rifle. The Old Earth Hunting Rifle is the only sniper on the list, looking and working a little like a VSS that you might recognize from other games. It has good accuracy, fantastic range, and good damage, as well as having a very high rate of fire and decent mag size. It's incredibly fun to just pepper enemies with loads of quick shots from this gun, and it's been my go-to for all my ranged attacks for some time now. If you find any special variants or higher tier versions of this, like the Speechless Fire, then make sure you hang on to them, as they are super fun and highly effective against all sorts of enemies. The only real downside of this gun is the obscure ammo type that you don't tend to find much of around. I've had the most luck finding it in the Aquila City gun store, even at lower levels, so if you're struggling to find any ammo for it, then try visiting there and resetting the vendor a few times if you need to. Number 4. The Urban Eagle. The Urban Eagle is a powerful single-shot pistol that I found very early on and used a lot through the early missions. It's accurate and has good damage, and if you stick a suppressor on it, you can feel a bit like you're James Bond. And not old sleazy Pierce Brosnan James Bond, but cool badass Daniel Craig James Bond. It also has a quick reload and a fairly decent rate of fire for what it is, and is definitely one to consider for mid and close range action. The smallish mag size might let you down a bit for tougher opponents, but the quick reload should help counter this a little bit, and it's great for just taking out generic bad guys. Number 3. The Pacifier. The Pacifier is my preferred shotgun in Starfield at the moment, combining big damage with an amazing 7 shots per mag, which just makes it feel so much more useful than a Coachman of the same tier. You can charge around up close and personal and go through a few different enemies before you even have to reload, as well as being able to dish out enough damage per mag to deal with bosses and other tough opponents. Despite being a shotgun with a big mag, it also has a pretty decent reload speed, and even the basic version of this gun is very powerful if you can get up close and keep moving. If you can find a superior or calibrated version, then you are going to be having a lot of fun with this weapon. Number 2. The AA-99. The AA-99 is a hard-hitting rifle that looks and feels almost like a smaller mag-sized LMG. It's a solid full auto option, dealing good damage with a good rate of fire, as well as being quite easy to control. I didn't try one of these out until a bit later on in my playthrough, and it instantly felt significantly better than any of the other full auto rifles that I've been using. The smallish mag and fairly slow reload are a bit of a pain, but it's a good all-rounder, and it uses 11mm ammo, which is incredibly common and something you're going to find yourself with tons of very quickly. Number 1. The Kodama. Of all the guns I tested out, the Kodama was the one that stuck out as being especially good. It's a rifle that looks like a big pistol with some extra bits stuck onto it, and it uses super common 777mm ammo and has an insane rate of fire. It kills people very quickly and has a super fast reload, and even the unmodded basic version of it is extremely good against all kinds of opponents. It's also very lightweight and is one of the coolest and strangest looking guns in the game. If you've not had a chance to try it yet, keep your eyes on the Aquila City gun store and you should be able to locate one there. It's my top gun in Starfield at the moment and well worth a try. So those are my top 10 early game guns in Starfield right now. Let me know in the comments what other guns you think deserve to be in this list, and also if you've had any especially cool variants of these guns, I would love to hear about them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and check out all of my other Starfield tips, tricks and guides vids. Thanks so much for watching today. My name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time.